Hello everyone, welcome to my data science final project. This is Xinyu. I worked with the dataset that contains the STEM field bachelor degrees earned by women in the US from the year 1966 to 2018. The raw dataset comes from American Physical Society website. So the columns are the academic disciplines such as the engineering, computer science, physics, chemistry, etc. Also, columns include the years from 1966 to 2018. Numbers of female students, male students, total, and fraction of women. So my motivation is to understand better on females' performance in the STEM field. As we know, earning a bachelor degree is normally the starting point for one's scientific career. I hope to use my data analysis skill to visually understand the questions such as which discipline has the maximum fraction of women in general, which discipline has the minimal fraction of women in general. Also visualizing the figure I got if there's any interesting curves, such as the flat curves. What can that data analysis indicate? So I manually clean up the dataset in Excel sheet by creating a new column called discipline. So instead of the original Excel sheet has. In addition, I export the Excel sheet as a CSV file so that the Colab can read it. So here's my initial exploratory dataset. First, I upload libraries such as pandas and altair. Then I upload my CSV file and looks at its head and tail and describe function. And it looks good. I try to group my dataset by disciplines, and I found there's a problem if I just use the percentage as the fraction of women instead of the decimal. Then I change the fraction of women from percentage to decimal, such as 0.3 instead of 30%. Then I created a subset of my data frame called a physics data frame. Then I plotted the graph. Here's physics data frame. Then I plotted the graph for the number of female students who earned physics bachelor degree over the years. So you can see it's increasing. And here's the fraction of women over the years for physics bachelor degree. It's also increasing, but at the peak here, about 2003, and it started to get flat. Then here comes my final results. I try to plot the year versus the fraction of women for all the disciplines. So this is what I got initially with a cup of code here using Altair. It looks alright, but not the best, since the years are kind of spreading out. Then after this plot, I searched online for Altair template in their library. And the template itself has some code we haven't covered yet, so this is something new. Here's my final result. I like the really beautiful colored legend that help us distinguish different disciplines. And when I hover my mouse here, you can see everything highlighted. So for all the STEM bachelor degrees, biology science have the highest fraction, which is over 60% after some time. And the lowest subjects are physics, computer science, and engineering. Those are 20% female students. It's also true that Agnes Scott has more biology major students than physics major students, right? Which reflect this national trend. Also noticing that engineering starting from the zero in 1966. In general, except the computer science right here at the middle, because computer invented much later. So the first computer science major is about 1988. Except this computer science have decreasing. All the disciplines have fraction of women increase, although after about 2005, nearly all the rates started to maintain the same, which makes the curves flat. So now I'm curious about what happened for a certain period of time, for example, after the year 2005. So I made a subset for the dataset after 2005. I plotted the year versus the fraction of women again. So you can see here's very distinctive flat curves again. So to sum up, all the disciplines after 2005, it started to get flat. So the fraction of women start to maintain pretty much the same. And the lowest three disciplines are physics, engineering, and computer science. Highest one is biology, about 60%. And finally, I have an investigation for this computer science. So at the peak is when the major first invented, 1989, and it get decreasing and maintain the same rate, about 17%. Thank you so much.